Well, hey there, guys. How you guys doing on this Saturday night? Hope you guys are doing okay. It is that time of the week again. We are into week 5 of my Power Performance Index, and again, we had some. I know it's only a month into the season, but wow, there are still some severe ups and downs going on, and some teams that were looking pretty good. Kind of crashed and burned, and some teams that looked out of it are turning it back on. So let's start with number 32 this week. They've dropped 5 spots, and they're not looking great right now. And dropping to 32, it's Nashville this week. Yeah, Nashville at 32. Again, they had a lead. They had a lead tonight against Dallas, and they found a way to blow it, and they just they're just they went 0 and 2 on the week. It was just not a good week. Where'd they go? Yeah, 2 and 2. So yeah, they didn't even win a game, and yeah, they lost 2 in a row. And losing tonight when they were up against Dallas, that hurts. That hurts for sure. Dropping 3 and number 31, dropping 3 spots. Oh, here they go again. They look like they were starting to. They look like they're finally getting it together, and then they can't keep anything consistent. Buffalo again, back down into the last 2 spots. What? I don't get it. Again, they didn't win a game this week either. They went 0-2 and 1. They've lost 3 straight, and it's just. One of them was in overtime, I believe, but Buffalo. I want to see them do well. I really do, but boy, this is just the consistency with these guys is just not there, and something's got to change. I don't know what, but something's got to give here with Buffalo. Number 30. These guys actually moved up a spot, even though they had a halfway decent week. They went 2-1 and 1. They lost in overtime, but they kind of climbed out of the. They're trying to climb out of the cellar. They moved up 1 spot, and that's the Blues. So St. Louis is 30, and yeah, they moved up a spot from last week, which is good. It's definitely good, but not quite good enough. They got to get something going. Their stars like Kyrou and Broberg and some of those guys, they got to try to get it together. And I just, I don't know if they will, but we'll find out. Number 29, actually moving up 3 spots. They moved out of 32nd, coming in at 29 this week. They went 2 and 1 on the week. Calgary. So Calgary actually moving out of the cellar. They're and they're kind of halfway up the bottom row now. Let's see if they can continue that, even though I believe they still have the worst record in. They definitely have the worst record still in the Western Conference, but they're slowly trying to climb out of there. They're the only team right now with double-digit losses, but again, they look decent this week. Number 28, dropping 2 spots, and not having their captain, that definitely hurts them. Coming in at 28 is Ottawa. So the Senators, the Ottawa Senators, they're without their captain Brady Tkachuk, and they're just Ullmark has been struggling. Although don't mention that to him because he might get a little defensive. He's not playing that great. At least not up to I know the standard that he would like. But yeah, Ottawa's can Ottawa turn around? I think they can, but will they? That's the thing. Number 27. They had a good week this week. They move up 3 spots. And again, I would not mind them crashing out this year and have an increased chance of getting the number 1 draft pick. Minnesota. So the Wild are 27. Again, they had a decent week. I mean, they went 2-1. They won the last game, but they're again they are a team that they're a little schizophrenic. We don't know what they're going to be from one game to the next, and again, I'm one because I've seen in comment sections, oh my God, why are these guys so bad? And I actually threw in a comment section, I wouldn't mind if they crashed out this year. They crash out this year, end up toward the bottom of the league, somehow find their way winning the draft lottery and draft Gavin McKenna. I think Gavin McKenna would look fantastic in a Wild uniform. So, we'll see if they keep going up or if they keep going down. Number 26, moving down 2 spots. They went 2-1 on the week. They won their last game. Vancouver, they're a little schizophrenic too. I mean, Demko is out right now, and they just, they've got a lot of their guys. A lot of guys from Abbotsford are up with Vancouver right now, and they're just, they're a struggling team right now. I think I don't know. Vancouver's a weird team. They're a very weird team with how they play. Even though they're a 500 team right now. They've won 8 out of 16, but they're just kind of one of them middling teams. Number 25. Boy, these guys, they're fantastic on the road. Absolutely fantastic on the road. Boy, you get them at home, and they are absolute dog doo-doo. The New York Rangers. Good Lord. They got shut out again on home ice. They haven't won a game yet on home ice. They're 0-6-1 on home ice. They're fantastic on the road. At home, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with them, but they need to get out of this somehow. I don't know how, but boy, it's literally. I mean, is it possible for them to maybe play all their games on the road? They're probably wondering that right now. Is it just possible? Let's just play all of our games on the road. Let's not play a home game the rest of the season. Because wow, unreal what's going on now right now with the New York Rangers. Shut out again on home ice. Craziness. Number 24. These guys kind of crashed out a little bit this week. They went 0-3 on the week. They dropped 6 spots. Columbus. I thought Columbus was getting their stuff together here. I thought they were getting their stuff together, and we're going to try to make a push. And here they go. They fell back again. I don't know what the deal is with Columbus, but they just what is it? Consistency is definitely a big problem with Columbus. That is for sure. Can they climb their way back out? We'll see. Number 23. These guys had a decent week. They're not, they're not bad. They went 2-1-1 on the week. So I mean, it's not horrible. They got smoked the other night, and then they come in and they blank the Rangers their crosstown rivals, the Islanders, are number 23. So, yeah, the New York Islanders, now that's another team. They're up, they're down, they're up, they're down. They're just not, again, that's another team with consistency issues. I mean, they've won seven of their first 15, and again, they're just they're another one of those teams that's just they're hard to judge. They're very hard to judge right now. But Matthew Schaefer is looking like that kid's looking like the real thing. Oh man, is he looking good? Number 22. These guys just keep they just keep dropping. And I don't know why. They went 1-2 this week. They dropped 6 spots from the previous week. Washington is I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with the Capitals right now, but yeah, they are struggling hardcore. And I mean, Ovechkin got his 900th goal. That was fantastic to see. But wow, the Capitals are just I don't know, they're struggling big time right now. I mean, they're 7-7-1 and they're just I think more was expected of the Capitals. They had such a great year last year and they're just not having a great start to this year at all. Number 21, down 4. They went 1-1, and I mean, I think one of the reasons why they're down 4 is there were a number of teams that made some big climbs, and one of those teams we'll be getting to here. But number 21 is the LA Kings. So the Kings are. I mean, they've what have they done here? They won 6 of their first 15 games. Oh, sorry, I had a sneeze come on. I figured that you guys probably didn't want to see me go you, so yeah, had to pause there for a little sneeze action. But yeah, the LA Kings, they're out of the playoffs right now. They're another one. They've won 6 of 15, and it's weird. They're only 2 points out of third in their division, and I mean it's crazy. The Western Conference is very bunched up right now, and the Kings are 21st. Number 20. Don't look now, but these guys could be something to be reckoned with. Do I think they'll be a playoff team? I don't. But I will tell you this. They're right there. They are right there. And they had a big win tonight against the reigning 2-time Stanley Cup champions. They've won 3 in a row. They're 7-2-1 in the last 10. Hello, San Jose. The Sharks. Oh, look out now. Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, these boys, these kids. Ooh, I believe Macklin Celebrini he leads in points. I think he's the leading point getter right now in the NHL. If not the leading goal scorer. Yeah, it's crazy. That kid, what's he in his 3rd year? Yeah, he's looking good. And these young kids, they got San Jose. They got San Jose thinking. They got San Jose thinking some things here. And yeah, they had a big win. They had a big win tonight over the team that is just ahead of them. And yeah, you can definitely tell this is a different team without their two big guns. Number 19 is the defending champion Panthers. So Florida, yeah, you can definitely tell without Barkov and without Kachuk, it hurts them. It hurts them. I mean, you may be the reigning two-time defending champions. You may have a lot of good talent on that team, but those two guys, Sasha Barkov and Matthew Kachuk, are their two best players. And not having them right now, Barkov or Kachuk, we expect probably to be coming back probably soon. I'd say maybe within the next, maybe 3-4 weeks, somewhere in there. Barkov is out for the entire regular season, at least regular season. And yeah, it shows. It shows. And Florida, again, we kind of wondered if they would struggle without their two best players, and they are definitely struggling right now. Number 18, moving up 3 spots. This is another team that look out. They got some young kids on this team that are really starting to make some noise. And as a matter of fact, these guys occupy the second wild card spot right now in the Western Conference. Look out below for Chicago. The Blackhawks. The Blackhawks are number 18. And I mean, what a change from especially like the last couple of years when you had San Jose and Chicago literally occupying these 2 spots on a regular basis all the time last year. And now here they are. They're climbing. They are climbing, and if they keep this going, they'll be up in this row. And I'm liking the trajectory of both of those teams. The Sharks and the Blackhawks are impressing very well. I mean, Connor Bedard looking fantastic for the Hawks. Of course, Celebrini with Chicago or with San Jose. But yeah, the Blackhawks and the Sharks are looking pretty good right now. Number 17. These guys. They need goaltending help. Seriously. Some serious goaltending help. They got absolutely destroyed tonight by Colorado. 0-2-1 on the week. Lost 3 in a row, dropping 8 spots. The Edmonton Oilers. Oh my Lord. 9? They gave up 9 tonight? That's a team I don't understand why they didn't try to go out and get any help in goal. Why didn't they go out and get John Gibson? Why didn't they try? They need help in goal, hardcore. Stuart Skinner and Calvin Picker, they're not it. They're not it. They need help. They could have gone out and gotten John Gibson. They didn't do it. I don't know why. I don't know what the Oilers. I mean, well, we know what their issue is right now, and it's goaltending. And boy, does it show. Because, yeah, you give up 9 tonight to Colorado. Oy, oy, oy. Yeah, they definitely deserve to be where they're at right now. Moving into the top half of the board at number 16. They dropped 3 spots. They didn't have a fantastic week. They went 1-1. They're still third, though. They are still third in the Pacific Division, and that's Seattle. So the Kraken are, I mean, they're still higher than I think a lot of people would have thought. They're definitely better than a lot of people thought. I mean, yeah, they've only won 7 of 14. They're 7-3-4. I mean, they've only won half their games, but again, 7-3-4. And yeah, they're looking, they're off to a better start than I think a lot of people thought. So, Seattle at 16, yeah, not too bad. Number 15. These guys are they're just outside the number 2 wild card spot in a very bunched up Eastern Conference. They lost tonight. They were on a nice three-game winning streak, but they lost tonight. They moved up 5 spots though into the second row, and that's Toronto. And yeah, I know that's the 80s Leafs logo. I always liked that logo. I always did. I always thought that logo was kind of neat. Their 80s jerseys were fantastic. But Toronto, they're in the second row. Are they better? I mean, obviously, are they better? Are they better than what their record says? I don't think. I mean, again, they've won 8 of 15, and again, you can definitely tell not having Marner is a huge thing. Definitely a huge thing, and had a nice little run, and and then of course they run into a team that they always seem to have problems with, especially come playoff time. Number 14, moving down 2 spots. Again, they moved down 2 spots because there was the team that's directly ahead of this team had a really good week. And number 14, dropping 2 spots. They lost in overtime tonight, and that's the Flyers. So Philly is 14. And again, this team they're occupying the second wild card in the East right now by 1 point over Toronto. And again, the East is very bunched up right now. There's not a lot of teams. I mean, you've got your really good teams that are up there, but then you've got a whole bunch of teams that are all bunched up. And Philly is one of those teams. And again, they're looking all right. Again, they lost in overtime tonight, but again, Rick Tocchet has got them playing pretty decent hockey right now. And it definitely shows. They're number 14. Number 13. So moving up 9 spots. Yeah, these guys had a great week. They went 3-0 in the week. They're 7-3 in their last 10. And on a 6-game heater, the Boston Bruins. So the Bruins are 13. They moved up 9 spots. They had a tremendous week. They are looking very, very good right now. And they are right now sitting second in the Atlantic Division. It was just where were they at 2 weeks ago? Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, last week they were 22 for the 4th week. Week 3 they were 28th. They were 28th in week 2 or in week 3. So within 2 weeks they went from 28 to 13. Yeah, that's pretty good. I gotta say that's pretty good. And in 2 weeks, moving from 28th to 13th, Boston looking really good right now. Speaking of another team that's looking pretty good right now after starting off really slow, these guys are currently 3rd in the Atlantic Division. So another Atlantic Division team. They went 3-1 on the week. They moved up 7 spots. They've won 2 in a row after going on a nice little run, a win streak of their own. Tampa. So the Tampa Bay Lightning. So here's some familiar teams in that second row. Boston, Tampa, looking good. Looking very, very good right now. Tampa is looking incredible. And, can they keep this going? Because I kept thinking there's no way they can continue to lose like they had been. Well, now they're seeming to bring it. It's seeming like it's coming around for them. Number 11. Dropping 3 spots. Now, they lost tonight. They are sitting right now. Yeah, they're second. They're second in the Pacific Division. And again, record-wise, they're not as good as I thought they were going to be. They've won 7 of their 14, and it's Vegas. So yeah, Vegas is number 11, and they are. I just they're a team I expected to be better than what they are right now. They're still a pretty good team, but they're kind of they're having some issues. But do I expect them to be right there at the top come by the end of the season? Oh yeah, and I have no doubt that they will be a top team in the NHL toward the end of the season. Now, moving into the top 10. Now, they went 1-2 this week, so not a great week. They dropped 4 spots. They've lost 2 in a row. But again, they've looked good. They've looked good. They've been off to a great start. And that's Detroit. So the Red Wings are still in the top 10. They were 6 last week. And we always kind of wondered, is this something that they can keep up? And it'd be nice to see. It'd be nice if they can keep it up. They are occupying the number 1 wild card spot right now in the East, and again, I like the start that the Red Wings are on. They've won 9 of their 15, and I think can they keep it? Can they keep the consistency going? I don't know. Number 9, just outside the top row. Moving up 1 spot. They look pretty good this week. They went 2-1. They had a nice come from behind victory against Nashville. Of course, they had to come from behind against Nashville, but it was still good enough to get them to move them up a spot, and that was Dallas. So Dallas is just outside the top row. And again, the Dallas Stars are a team that I fully expect them to be one of the top teams, definitely one of the top 2 teams in their division, which they are right now. And yeah, Dallas, Ben Sagan, they had a good win tonight. They had a good come from behind win tonight against Nashville. Now, I mean, if they would have lost to Nashville, they wouldn't have been ninth. They'd have been a little further down. But they did come back, and they're just outside the top row. Moving into the top row. They went 1-1-1 on the week. They drop a spot. They suffered a shootout loss tonight against a team that you haven't seen yet. But the fact that these guys are still in the top row is pretty darn good, considering the start they've had. They've had a real good start. Pittsburgh. The Penguins are still in the top row, and they're looking pretty good. They're doing all right. They are. Where are they sitting? They're sitting second right now in the Metro. They also have won 7 of their 16 games, or no, 7 of their 6, 9 of their 16 games. They're looking really good right now. Can they keep it going? We shall see. Number 7. I just did number 8. Hello. Number 7. Come on. Some of these magnets stuck together. Number 7. They dropped 4 spots. They've lost their last 2. They went 1-3 this week, but they're still in the top row. Now, of course, they keep this kind of streak up, they will drop out of the top row. But it's nice to see them still in the top row. Utah, the Mammoth. The Mammoth are number 7. Again, they're still in the top row. They still look they're still a decent team. It's a little bit of a rut that they've hit. Every team hits it, but it's, can they get out of it? How will they react? Now that they're in this rut, how will they react getting out of it? We'll see. Number 6. All these guys, wow. Moving up 8 spots. They went 4-0 on the week. 4-0-0. 8-1-1 in the last 10. They are winners of 6 in a row. Had a nice win in overtime tonight against Vegas. And yeah, you can kind of guess what team I'm talking about. It's the team I'm wearing, the Anaheim Ducks. Oh my, Anaheim in the top row of my index. Oh yeah, Anaheim is looking incredible right now. I mean, they right now, if I go and look at, let's see, league wise, jeez, they're they're the fourth best team in the entire league right now. Anaheim is. Oh God, incredible, an incredible run so far by the Anaheim Ducks, and it's good. This is good to see. I mean, they played 14 games. They're 10-3-1. They are. Hang on. Are they the first team to 10 win? No, they're not the first team. Okay, yeah, there's one. Okay, oh yeah, there's still a couple teams there that have won double digits, but the fact that Anaheim's won 10 of their first 14, that's awesome. Let's see them keep that streak going. Would be cool. Number five. These guys moved down 4 spots. They played 2 games this week. They lost them both. And, so they moved down 4 spots. It was the team that was number 1 last week. They're fifth this week, and that's the Jets. So the Jets, they're still in the top 5. They are still in the top 3 in their division, but they struggled this week. It happens. It's how they rebound from it. It's how they respond. And will they respond? I think they'll respond. I do think they'll respond. They're too good. They're too good of a team not to. Number 4. Now this team had a hell of a week too. Hell of a good week. These guys were undefeated this week. They went 3-0-0 this week. They move up 7 spots. And that is the Hurricanes. Now, I understand this is the warning flag, but it's the Carolina Hurricanes. The Hurricanes are 4th this week. Very good run that they've been on. And yeah, I mean, they're another one of those teams. They're right there in the Metro. They're 3rd right now in the Metro. And they look good. They look good, and that's where I expect them to be, is a top row team. Number 3, dropping 1 spot. They went 1-0-2. They suffered an overtime loss and a shootout loss. 6-2-2. They did win the game tonight. And, they're still off to a tremendous start. They're leaders of the Atlantic Division, and that's the Montreal Canadiens. So the Habs are number 3. And, again, great start that they're on. 10-3-2 on the young season. And, yeah, they're looking really good. I like the start that they're on. And, again, can they keep that? Can they keep it going? I hope they can. Number 2, moving up 3 spots. They went 2-1 on the week, 7-3 in their last 10, and they were 5th. They've moved up to 2nd, and that's New Jersey. So the Devils are 2nd, and again, they are another good team. They are leading the Metro Division. They've won 11 of 15. They don't have any overtime or shootout loss points. They haven't had to worry about losing an overtime or a shootout. Unlike the team that is number 1, Now, don't get me wrong; they deserve to be they deserve to be number one. They're on a nice little run too. They've won 2 in a row, and they absolutely pummeled the Edmonton Oilers tonight. Number one this week is the Colorado Avalanche. So the Avalanche, they've only lost 1 in regulation. Only 1. They have 5 overtime or shootout loss points. 5. They're 9-1-5 in 15 games. 23 points. It's going to be interesting to see, because the overtime or shootout loss points are, I mean, that's, you wouldn't think that could play a big part in a team, maybe making the playoffs or not. But I mean, 5 overtime. I mean, 5 out of 15 they've lost in overtime or a shootout. I think that's the most. I believe that's the most of every team. I'm looking in the standings here. Yeah, that's the most of it. That's the most of any team. I mean, there's let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 other teams with 4. And, it just, yeah, they're great in regulation. If they get to the overtime or shootouts, when they have issues. But they are a great team. They are off to a fantastic start. They are definitely a favorite to probably win the cup this year. And yeah, they're off to an awesome start. They got to get the overtime stuff together. If they can find a way to turn overtime or shootout loss points into wins, oh yeah, is Colorado going to be lethal? But yeah, there's the list this week. Colorado is the number 1 team this week, and will they be that next week? We shall see. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Who do what teams do you think I have in wrong spots? Do you agree with 1 through 5? And how about Anaheim? Wow, Anaheim, amazing start right now. And they keep that going. They could be in the top 3 next week. We'll see. But again, let me know your opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button. Only takes a second. Definitely helps out the channel. Hit that subscribe button also. It would be greatly appreciated. Also, hit that little notification bell that will notify you anytime future videos are uploaded. And by all means, share the videos. Share this video. Share any video from the channel that you'd like. Share them with everybody that you know. That would be fantastic. And yeah, so week 5 of the Power Performance Index. Let me know what teams am I off my rocker on? Let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. I will see you guys later.